my name is Callie, and this is the third week of Clarinets, Cats, and Coffee. Now, before we get started, I would like to thank the 3 patrons who joined my channel on Patreon, Jasan, Matt, and Bill. They joined last month, and I just want to thank you guys so much for your contribution. It really inspires me to keep going and putting content out there. For those of you who don't know already, Callie's Clarinet channel has a Patreon, and if you guys are really into what I do, there is a $3 tier just for you guys. It's like a little tip jar once a month, and you know, it's like saying, hey Callie, I like the content you're putting out there. Pretty soon, actually, I'm gonna have to start asking my patrons to help me vote on new content. So I have to start thinking of some ideas to have you guys vote on. But anyway, you know, if you can't, I know it's a tough time right now, just watching my videos, sharing, and knowing that this is making a difference in clarinet players' lives really means a lot to me. So thank you to all of you for watching. All right, so this week was kind of tough. I mean, like, you know, all of these states, you know, like some of the stay-at-home orders have been lifted, some of them have been extended, like in Illinois. There have been protests going on and all kinds of things. Now, I'm gonna try not to share too much of my opinion or anything politically, but, you know, let's just say that this week was kind of tough. So, clarinet-wise, I was like, okay, what do I want to put out there for my next episode? And I just want to give you guys something kind of pretty and relaxing and enjoyable to play. And so I had the Klose book sitting out all week, and I kept playing this one little exercise, and I'm going to go ahead and share that with you. Now, while I put my clarinet together, I'm just going to share a couple things with you guys. Now, I'm like super bummed, obviously. I'm a teacher. I teach in 4 different schools. I've got, you know, my IDs right here just staring at me, and I miss my students. They're so wonderful. But I have been doing some online teaching with my students, and you know, they're working really hard. They're getting better. They're improving. And man, those kids are just really inspiring to me. So anyway, so now, I do this a lot when I'm teaching at the school, but I have my clarinet out all day, right? And in between classes, I practice. And I, like, in my little brain of clarinet stuff, I call these micro practice sessions. So, you know, usually I'm working on something that is kind of challenging, whether it's for, you know, an orchestra that I'm gigging with, or a chamber group, or my clarinet quartet. There are usually a couple licks that give me a little bit of trouble, and so as a teacher, usually it's really hard to find a lot of time to practice all at once, or even at all. So I make myself feel better by doing these micro practice sessions throughout the day. So maybe between classes I might have, like, I don't know, maybe like 5, 6, 7 minutes. And I put tabs in my music. And what I do is, when I have those little moments to myself, you know, I just put like little sticky notes in my music, you know, like these things. And when I have those moments, I just flip to one of the little sticky notes that I have in the music, and I practice the part. And a lot of times I don't have time to sit there and, you know, run an entire piece, so I have to do work in small chunks. And let me tell you, that's actually been very, very helpful over the years. And I've learned a lot of stuff practicing that way. Now, when the stay-at-home order kind of, you know, took effect, I'm going to be at home all day, and like, I'll have so much more time to practice and everything. And, well, it turns out that when you're at home, you find so many other things to do. You find so many other things to do in between lessons, that then and then pretty soon, like, your whole day's gone, and well, maybe I didn't practice anything at all, or very little. So what I've been trying to do is have the same kind of mindset that I have whenever I'm at my school's teaching, and I try to, say, okay, between these hours, I'm going to just pretend I'm at school. I'm not going to clean. I'm not going to, go on an organizing rampage of my sheet music, which still needs to happen. I'm just going to focus on teaching and practicing throughout the day. And so this week has been a lot of just small chunk practicing in a more relaxing way, because honestly, I needed it. So this little Klose Etude, it's just a beautiful little arpeggiated passage in the key of, well, it looks like it goes D major to B minor and back, and I honestly love practicing music in the chalameau register like this. It really just helps me focus on tone quality. And I mean, I'm the third clarinet player in my clarinet quartet, so I tend to do a lot of work with the mid to low range, although our arranger, she likes to pass around different melodic lines to give everybody the opportunity to be played different roles throughout the quartet. However, a lot of what I do tends to be in that mid to low range, and so I've found that my sound has actually improved greatly, because I've worked so much on trying to make that range sound good. You really need to have, you need to have really good air support in the entire range of the instrument, but that mid to low range, if air support is kind of, if it's not doing great, you're going to sound airy and kind of fuzzy and kind of weak, and you can hear your throat do weird things. You might not squeak like you would in the high register, but it's going to sound like not pretty, right? So I've just been, working on playing as beautifully as possible. Yeah, why don't I just play through this for you guys, and I'll do it once with a metronome going, and I will, let's see, I'll try to breathe in places where it makes sense with the phrase so you guys can play along with me with the metronome, and then I'll play it once just kind of freely and as beautifully as possible. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope you guys have fun practicing it with me, and just focus on the evenness and beauty of your sound, and try not to be too pushy or stressed out when you're doing it. it's just that beautiful little melody, just these flowing 16th notes going up and down, this little arpeggiated progression. I can imagine it being an ostinato line and, some beautiful piece of music. And I'm not sure if you noticed, but I prefer to practice this completely legato because I also believe that when I'm doing warm-ups and fundamentals, legato air is just, it's the life of playing clarinet, right? So I try to make it as smooth as possible. And yeah, and the other thing you want to keep in mind when you're doing this, try to keep your fingers moving legato and fluidly as well. I have not had my clarinet worked on since I got it, so which it's been a while, so it's getting a little bit clunky. So this is really good practice for me, and playing with quieter techniques, so I'm not clanking around on it so much. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy practicing this, and let me know what you think. If you guys have any ways of practicing this that kind of, help you work on something specific, leave them in the comments below. Otherwise, the metronome marking I did it at was 60, so if you want to do it at that same tempo on your own, you can do that as well. But of course, you can always practice it slower or faster if you like. So you guys have a wonderful weekend. I hope you really enjoy practicing your clarinet, and take it easy and just enjoy playing music, and that's pretty much all I have. So thank you all so much for watching, and as always, happy practicing.